Hello, welcome back. We've just been loving the Vice beer we just had.
Yes.
And talking about shooting the breeze about local beer news, but we're decided we need to review another beer. So we're going away from Europe. We're going to Australia.
Yep.
First brewed 1832, 5.6%, and it is Cascade Stout. Neither of us had this before.
Nope.
This is from Tasmania. It's from Hobart, Tasmania. In fact, it says even embossed very clearly, established Hobart, Tasmania. Cascade 1824 Brewery Co. So I love embossed bottles. I think it harks back to an old era.
It does.
I love embossed bottles. They're just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
so
it does.
Let us pour this and I'll talk about the beer. Pass me the glass, please.
Get rid of the remnants of that.
Right. I thought it probably about time for a dark beer as well.
Indeedy. Thank you very much.
It looks nice and dark.
It does look good, doesn't it? Really lovely sort of off-whitish sort of head as you get from a decent stout as well.
That is.
Yeah, no, that does look nice. Lovely. Thank you.
Now this is an interesting one because I think this is now sort of a. Oh no, it's not a macro one. It's still a brewery in Tasmania, South Hobart. It says on the back a stout that's deep and full flavoured, with chocolate, toffee, and caramel overtones lingering on the palate. This is what we believe a Tasmanian stout should taste like. Well, I think it's fair to say neither of us have ever had a Tasmanian stout.
Nope,
so we don't know if it should taste like a Tasmanian stout or not.
We'll take their word on it for that one.
The tasting notes say best consumed in the middle of winter. Well, it's a bit cold outside.
It's a bit colder. Yeah.
Presents with a thick brown head over a midnight black body before following through with a bold roasted chocolate and coffee
We have to
flavours.
say that is literally black as Yosef
it
It
is.
It's a lovely colour.
Let's talk about the. I like the bottle. Actually.
Yeah, I do.
think it's really nice.
It's a really nice bottle.
That is clearly the brewery actually there. Smooth and rich. Yeah, I mean, why not? I think it's going to be lovely. I love it. I just love an embossed bottle.
Yeah, it's nice, classic. Isn't it? It does look hark back to the olden days. You're right. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah,
it really is nice.
So yeah, black as night. Absolutely. You know, you can hold up to light. Actually, move into this room, front room here. You can hold up to. It's absolutely completely opaque. Yeah. Nice dark thing. Should we go for the smell? I reckon it's going to smell lovely.
Oh, lovely burnt malts. Gorgeous. Burnt roasted malts.
Smells great.
Exactly how a stout should smell. The roasted burnt malts. Beautiful.
Well, I think we should go for the taste.
Definitely. Cheers, James.
Ooh, very roasty.
Very.
Very roasty. Very roasty, toasty.
Good body to it.
I like that.
Yeah. No, that's a nice sort of. I wouldn't say it's like velvet, but it's certainly not thin, is it? No, it's nice.
I'm getting actually quite a hoppy edge to it as well. That is really nice. So
yeah, that's a really nice, well balanced stout.
The story is absolutely brilliant. So Max Burslam started brewing for Cascade in 1969. He's now the head brewer, and he's tasted Cascade Stout almost every day for 40 years as part of his quality assurance testing.
That's his excuse.
That is quality assurance.
That's his excuse. Yeah.
He swears the flavour profiles remain the same during this time. The brewery malt their own barley at the brewery.
Nice.
That's really interesting.
That's nice. That's very unusual.
Using their own maltster and local Tasmanian produce. They use a double mash. The first the pale malt and the second with a mixture of pale malt and roasted barley.
Very time consuming. But
both mashes are combined and local Tasmanian pride of Ringwood hops are added to bring the bitter finish to proceedings offer an extra long boil. And they use their own special Cascade Brewery yeast. So this is a 100% Tasmanian beer. There's every ingredient is coming from local produce. So this is.
I wonder if they produce the malts in the traditional way, like the old Tucker's maltings used to do, the old-fashioned way. I wonder if that's how they do it.
Well, they've been brewing since 1832, so I imagine they've not changed it very much. I imagine they've been doing the same. So how do they?
Well, so they lay the malts out, don't they, along I don't really understand the process very well, but it's a very old-fashioned way of doing it. They did down at Tucker's. They don't do it that way anymore now because it just wasn't cost-effective anymore. They're one of the oldest maltings in the country that closed down.
Right, yeah. It says here, the yeast itself gives the beer its smooth, clean flavour rather than the harsher burn notes often seen in lesser stouts. And I get that. It's very clean mouthfeel.
Yeah, it is. It's a good...
Very crisp. I would almost say quaffable.
Yes.
I'm struggling to not gulp this down.
Yes.
It's a really nice beer.
It is. It's got a good body to it, as I said. It's a nice, well-rounded stout. It's really good.
And a little surprise for you is I have extra bottles, and I'll send you home with one if you would like.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. If you do, that'd be very kind.
Yes, you can enjoy it at some other points. Because
Absolutely.
I had to buy this in the multi-pack.
Ah, right.
Because this was from the, I can't remember the name of the shop, I bought it from online, where I bought all my Australian and South African beers and New Zealand beers, and I had to buy it. This came in a 4 or a 6 pack or something, I think. So,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
yeah, what a lovely bit. That is lovely. And I love the local nature of it.
I do. No, it's a really nice touch, isn't it? In fact, they're using all the ingredients they can, which are local or they grow themselves.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Totally sustainable. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Can't fault it. Really.
Obviously, the only thing that's not sustainable is being thrown across the world for me to drink it. But I imagine if it's come across in enough bulk over a ship or a plane, it's probably sustainable.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's coming a boat. That is a great beer. I really like that.
No, I do as well. I think it's a really lovely stout.
Australian beer I found a bit hit and miss, but this is certainly one of the better ones I've had.
I mean, I don't really know that many. I've had a few. Without looking on Untappd, I'd have to remind myself of the ones I had. One I had was named after the Foo Fighters band. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a really lovely lager. There's a couple of others I've had as well, but they've all been really, really good.
Well, I've done Little Creatures Pale Ale, which you can now find in Waitrose. I think it's the most sort of readily available Australian beer in Britain. I'm not sure if it's now brewed here under license, but it certainly didn't used to be.
Might well be.
But this one, definitely not brewed on license. This one has come all the way from Tasmania.
And of course, we have to remember, even though some people wouldn't call it beer, Foster's is not brewed in Australia. It's brewed in Manchester. So
Correct.
There we go.
Yeah, well, thankfully, that's not in the book, and I haven't had to be subjected to Foster's. No Foster's, thankfully.
And it's not Australian.
No, not really. So, right, we'll leave that one there. That is a lovely, lovely beer, Cascade Stout. Thank you very much, Cascade Brewery.
Indeed.
You are excellent from Tasmania.
Spot on.
And we'll see you for another beer review very, very soon. Goodbye.
Thank you.